Hi there, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting, and it is Sunday, which means it's Share It on a Sunday. And I normally write a blog post for this, but I've just been trying to get YouTube back up and running again after a bit of a 2 month hiatus away from it. And I started to put together this card and then just had a disaster, just a big old smudge. So I thought I'd do it again, but actually film myself doing it so that you can see how this goes together. This is a real old favourite, Beautiful Friendship. You've probably seen it before, but really what I want to show you is, if you've never stamped before, just how easy this is. And for Share It on a Sunday this week, Karen, Victoria and myself are casing each other. So that means, what does case mean? Well, basically, you copy something, or it's your spin on it, and then you share it everywhere, and you give credit to that person that inspired you. And I was looking through Victoria's blog, Vickie Lou Designs, and she had also done a project using this, and it just made me realise just how much I love this stamp set. It is probably my favourite, and if you have never stamped before, ever, I want to show you just how easy this is and how you can get different looks by not stamping when you first chucked it in the ink, but by stamping off and then stamping onto your project, how you get a different look to it. So I'm going to start this again because I smudged it, which is really annoying. So started off with a card base. It's the only thing that I didn't ruin. And this card base measures 4 1/8 by 11 3/4, and I've just scored down the long side at 5 7/8, and then just give that a good burnish with my bone folder, which has walked off because I put lots and lots of craft bits together today to take over to my daughter's while she was waiting for her carpets to be fitted. Now I can't find it, so I'm just going to press it quite firmly. You never know, it might turn up in a minute. So start off with that. Then you need a piece of, no, you can use any colour you like. I'm using Highland Heather. You can use whatever you want. It just depends what you choose to stamp your flowers in. So this is Highland Heather, but you might choose a different colour. You might want yellow, you might want pink. It really doesn't matter. Or you could use just completely different colours and really, really mix it up. So this needs to measure 5 3/4 by 4 inches. That's what I've chosen to do this layer at. I'm hoping that's 4 inches, yep. I just need to trim that down. And 5 3/4. That is exactly 5 3/4. And then I want another piece of Very Vanilla. Did I say that was Very Vanilla? That's Very Vanilla. And that needs to be a 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. And because of that measurement, you get a really nice border, and you can see some of that. You can see plenty of that Highland Heather behind it. I'll just show you now. There's a slight bend in my card there. So that is going to sit on there like that. So it's got a nice frame all the way around it. So what I'm going to do now is stamp on this piece, and then we'll stick that onto there. So what I'm going to use, I've got a few different sizes of ink blocks here. So this one is block E. So my standard one I tend to use is block D. I tend to use these most of the time. I've got 2 of these. But this one is just bigger, just for these bigger stamps. So what I'm going to be using is is this, and it gives perhaps a bit of a watercolour effect. So I'm using Highland Heather ink. If you want something a little bit darker, I was going to use Gorgeous Grape, but it's just that little bit darker. So I went for Highland Heather. And on my slightly bigger stamps, I like to take the pad to the stamp, but you don't have to. You could quite easily do it that way. Now this one I just go straight in for the first stamp. So with this is going to sit in the middle of that, well, as near in the middle as possible. And then firmly press that down just for a couple of seconds and then take it off. And you get that. It's not supposed to be, let me show you what that looks like. It's just supposed to give that kind of watercolour washed out effect. That is what it's supposed to look like. And it evens out a bit. Just want to show you. I've stamped this as well on white card and how you get a different colour and a different effect just by stamping on a different colour card. Next is, let's get that off. I want now the single flower. I'm going to put that on there. So I'm using this one. Still in Highland Heather. Let's put that out of the way. And I'm going to have one of these on either side of this. So I've just turned it slightly. I don't actually know which way round I want this. No, I'm going to have it back where it was. And I'm just going to put that on the edge there like that. Just hold that down for a couple of seconds. And then this, I'm just going to turn it very, very slightly. And that goes on the end there. Like that. I'm going to close that because I'm finished with that colour now. And then I'm going to take Blackberry Bliss. Love this. I love the richness of this colour. A really lovely deep, deep purple colour. And I'll show you the two stamps that I'm going to use. So I'm going to use, they're kind of like bits of pollen. So for this piece here, I'm going to be using that one. And then for these three pieces, I'm going to be using that one. So let's take that one off for now. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to ink up my stamp and then go straight on there. I'm going to ink up my stamp, and then on my grid paper I've got here is stamp off, and then on there like that. Now let me show you this one that I did. I didn't stamp off. It's just too dark. It just stands out. So I stamped off and then put that in there. So I've done with that one. And then with the little one, I'm then going to do the same in these three flowers. I don't know if that is actually a flower. I think it's a flower. So ink that up, stamp off. And then into the centre of your flower, ink up, stamp off. And then like that. Just put some deeper colours into our flowers. So I've not quite done with that yet, but I'm putting the top on it before I stick my elbow in it. Now for some leaves. So in the Beautiful Friendship stamp set, we've got this set of leaves. So we've got a triple leaf and a double leaf. So I'm going to use the double first, and I'm using garden green for that nice rich leafy green. And I'll be stamping off again for this because the first stamp is too dark, just way, way too dark. You'll see when I stamp this here, too dark. So I'm going to put stamp off, and then I'm going to put two leaves there, even that's quite dark. And I'm going to stamp that here. You don't have to stamp these like this. You can stamp this however you want. Stamping off each time. I'm going to put those there. Do I want another one? No, I'm just going to leave that there for now, I think. And then just get my triple leaf. And I'm going to put, again, stamping off again. And I'm going to put one of them there, like that. And stamping off, and then that one there, like that. Leave that there. Yeah, I keep looking at it thinking, would I have another one? No, leave it. So there's my main flower and leaves and foliage. And I love all of the sentiments on this. It is really very rare for me to pick up a stamp set and like all of the sentiments. This is, can I show you how well used this is? It's really well used. That's been stamped goodness knows how many times. I use that a lot. I love this one. I think that's really lovely. But I'm going to be using this one today. So I just need to get my stamp ready, which I've got over here. So I'm going to be using the D block again. We do have narrower blocks. I don't have all of the blocks. Let's just put that there a second. So a very big congratulations and best wishes to you. Didn't clean that stamp last time I used it when I was making it just now. And my fingers are covered in ink. So I just want to put that along there. Now I don't know why this smudge last time I used it. I think it was when I was trying to put the, when I was gluing this down. When I stuck it to the Highland Heather layer. So just putting this at the bottom, lining it up. This is why I love photopolymer stamps. And then just stamping that. And there we go. And I think that Blackberry Bliss is lovely against the Berry Vanilla. I just think Berry Vanilla just softens everything down. I love Whisper White, but it can make colours really pop. And if you want colours to pop, that's great. I don't for this project. I want this to look a lot more subtle, a lot more, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Hopefully you know what I mean. Now I'm going to try and put this on here without it smudging again. Perhaps I'll give it a bit of a dry. So there is a blog post that goes with this project with all of the measurements, all of the product details, and also links to Karen and Victoria's projects as well. I think Karen is casing me and Victoria will be casing Karen. I think that's how it's gone, and then I'm casing Victoria. Yeah, so that's what we're doing today. So I'll leave links to their projects in the description bar and also on my blog. So please go and have a look and see what they've made. I never know what they've made until the Sunday lunchtime when these blogs go live. I have no idea what they've made. So let's hope that I can stick this down without smudging this time. I'm feeling just a little bit nervous now, especially because it's on camera and I've noticed that. So we're going to do something about that. I don't know what yet. It's because I have inky hands. So I'm just going to do that. I've just got a piece of tissue on there. I wouldn't normally do that, but I just got a bit nervous. Okay. So that's stuck that down. Now, how are we going to cover this up? I'll tell you how I'm going to do that. I'm just going to go into my little drawer of embellishments. And I've got these petal pink rhinestone gems. They don't look petal pink to me. These look more purpley. I haven't even opened them, never used them. Can't find where they open. There it goes. So I'm going to get my big tweezers, and I'm going to, what one shall I use? I don't know, can't make up my mind. I think I'm going to use these. So they've got a little bit of sticky behind it, which I think I've picked up there. So I'm just going to put one in the corner, and I'm going to put one underneath it. Like that. And that's just covered that up. Now this needs to go onto my card base. So that's going to go on there like that. And again, got that nice frame all the way around it. Gives a really, really lovely layered look. So more glue. So just while I'm finishing putting this together, perfect card if you have never stamped before. I hope that shows just how easy it is and how few supplies you would need if you are first starting to stamp. And if you're in the UK, France, Germany, Austria or Holland, you can purchase from me. The links are in my blog to all of these products. And you would just need your photopolymer stamp, a couple of colours of cardstock, but you could just make one card base and then stamp on that. Just 2 colours perhaps. Don't need to use 3 colours. You could just go with 2 colours and away you go. So a lovely simple card. It can be a birthday card, it could be a anniversary card, anything like that. But just seeing that again on Victoria's blog made me realise just how much I absolutely love this stamp set. So if that inspires you, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. You can contact me via my blog. You can leave a comment in the comments under this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll be back again soon with another crafting project. See you then. Bye bye.